The majority of precipitation and major surface water sources in our state are in Northern California. However, most of the urban and agricultural demands for water are in Central and Southern California. To bring water supply reliability to the state, the California State Legislature designed, received voter approval for, and built the State Water Project in the 1950s and 60s. The State Water Project is monumental in more ways than one. Not only was it an ambitious and architecturally advanced feat, but it also embodied unification and development. Portions of the State Water Project include major facilities, such as San Luis Reservoir, that are shared with the Federal Central Valley Project.
And what this project also symbolizes is the state working with the federal government, the local communities working with the state. This program is unique in this area. There is no other project in the history of the United States where a state has put in such a large contribution to the development of its own resources and where the national government has joined with the state. This has brought your state to be the pioneer in the United States in the field of development and conservation of our natural resources. California in this area is number one.
Pat Brown, who is Jerry Brown's father, was the one that was pushing for the State Water Project in the late 50s and then early 1960s. There was a vote of the people of the state of California to issue general obligation bonds in the amount of $1.75 billion. Those general obligation bonds were used to construct the major portions of the project at that point in time. And so that was the genesis of the State Water Project. And Pat Brown was really the one that was pushing for that. And so he really is credited with building the State Water Project at the state of California.
Today, the State Water Project is a water storage and delivery system of reservoirs, aqueducts, power plants, and pumping plants. It extends for more than 600 miles, 2/3 the length of California, and is the largest state-built multi-purpose water project in the United States. It provides drinking water to more than 25 million Californians and irrigation water to over 750,000 acres of farmland. The project consists of water conveyance facilities built by the state and regional distribution and treatment facilities like the ones constructed by the Central Coast Water Authority, or CCWA, to deliver water to Santa Barbara County.
CCWA is a governmental agency that was formed as a joint powers authority in 1991 to construct and maintain state water project facilities to bring state water into Santa Barbara County. It's composed of 13 member agencies, 8 of which are public member agencies. That includes the City of Santa Maria, City of Guadalupe, City of Buellton, Santa Ynez Improvement District Number 1, that also includes City of Solvang, Goleta Water District, Montecito Water District, City of Santa Barbara, and Carpinteria Valley Water District. We also serve Vandenberg Air Force Base and Golden State Water Company, as well as 2 other private entities.
The Department of Water Resources, or DWR, oversaw the construction of the Coastal Branch, which was broken into 2 phases. Phase 1 is a 15-mile-long canal from the California Aqueduct near the Kings-Kern County line to the Devil's Den pumping plant, just east of Paso Robles. Phase 2 is a 101-mile buried pipeline that extends to San Luis Obispo and ends just east of Pismo Beach. At that point, CCWA facilities convey water the rest of the way. While Phase 1 was completed in 1968, construction of Phase 2 was halted in the 1970s due to extended rainy years and sufficient water supplies to meet demands. In the 1980s, Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo County had increasing water demands and concerns about pumping too much groundwater. Local water providers saw the benefits in diversifying supplies and the ability to receive water from other areas of the state if connected to the state water pipeline. In June 1991, during the 1987-92 drought, City of Santa Barbara voters, along with other local jurisdictions, approved financing Phase 2 facilities to connect to the state water pipeline. In September 1991, CCWA was formed to construct, manage, and operate the local facilities to bring the State Water Project to Santa Barbara County. The formation of CCWA and its role in the constructing of Phase 2 facilities helped advance the project. However, with pressures to meet construction deadlines, time was of the essence.
We estimated that for each day of delay, it cost between $60,000 and $100,000. And so everything was done as much as possible to mitigate against potential delays. But in 1995, DWR determined that they were behind schedule, that they would not be able to meet the deadlines and would delay potential deliveries of the water. And so they contracted with the CCWA to design and construct that portion of the pipeline. And that was unprecedented at that time. And because we took that over, we were able to bring the project in on time and on budget.
With the help of the CCWA, Phase 2 was completed in 1997. There are 3 10,500 horsepower pumping plants to convey the water, including a 1,500-foot elevation gain in one section. The entire project was completed in 1997 with an estimated total cost of $590 million, which in today's dollars would be about $900 million. The first water reached Kachuma in November of 1997. To ensure that Santa Barbara has access to safe drinking water during times of drought and emergency, the city has a diverse water supply portfolio. Santa Barbara receives water from the following sources: surface water from Gibraltar and Kachuma, groundwater, recycled water, water conservation, the desalination plant, and the State Water Project. When surface water from Gibraltar and Kachuma becomes scarce during droughts, the city relies heavily on the State Water Project, as well as groundwater and desalination. The city is entitled to up to 3,300 acre-feet per year from the State Water Project. However, we don't always receive this amount.
There are a number of factors that go into determining the allocations. The primary driver for why we see so much variation from year to year is that it's a surface water system. So it's highly dependent on rainfall in Northern California and snowpack in the Sierra Mountains.
Although in 2017 the allocation was as high as 85%, during the recent drought, we experienced state water allocations as low as a record-breaking 5%. When allocations are low, the city works with CCWA to participate in supplemental water purchases to increase deliveries of imported water as needed. The amount of water that can be delivered is based on the CCWA pipeline capacity to Kachuma. The city is entitled to its proportional share of capacity. However, additional pipeline capacity becomes available when other agencies are not using their share. During the drought, the city was able to maximize deliveries to Lake Kachuma by using not only the city's share of capacity, but also the capacity that was not being used by others.
I think one of the greatest benefits that we've seen with the State Water Project is our connectedness to the rest of the state. Having that infrastructure in place has really allowed us to pursue supplemental water purchase opportunities and keep the pipe flowing full to Kachuma throughout the drought.
In addition to water purchases or transfers, groundwater banking is another option that the CCWA is considering in order to improve reliability of state water.
One of the issues we've seen is a lack of storage on the state water system. So what happens in a really wet year is we have too much water and we're not able to capture it. And the water that we've carried over and saved from previous years is subject to spill. Last year there was a spill at San Luis Reservoir that will probably happen again this year. And so groundwater banking would be a great way for us to try and capture and save some of that water by moving it into a place that it can be stored. We'll move it in during wet years, pull it out in dry years when we need it.
The beauty of CCWA is that if one of our member agencies has excess water that they don't need or can't use, we have the ability within CCWA to just move that water around so very, very easily. All it takes is just both agencies agreeing on a transfer form that one's going to sell it to the other one, and it's done.
The State Water Project has proven to be an important water source for the city during the recent drought. It is also an important water source for all of Central and Southern California. No other state has the ability to move water from wetter areas to drier areas like California does. The State Water Project infrastructure and statewide connectedness will continue to bring unique opportunities for California water management for generations to come.